In Tibetan Buddhism, we believe in a lineage. What is a lineage? Let me explain to you in brief. It is not making up your own teachings. It is not fooling people with spiritual advice that you've thought up in the middle of the night, or you're walking down the street and an idea came to you. It is based on sound, logical masters and practices. And they were practiced by their masters and their masters and their masters, and their masters go back to Lord Buddha himself. That is called a lineage. Any teachings that a Tibetan master gives must be based on an authentic lineage. No Tibetan master, if he is a real master, can make up teachings or simply just pull something out of the hat and explain it to you. Why? You can rob people. They can make their money back. You can hit someone and knock them down. They can stand up again. You can dye their hair the wrong color and it can grow out or re-dye it. You can steal their shirt and get another shirt. But if you teach them something wrong for their mind and their spirituality, you've destroyed them. And that's not something we can ever take a chance with, because the mind is very precious. Therefore, Tibetan teachers must teach with a lineage. What is that? An authentic lineage where they receive their teachings from. Where they receive their source from. And their teachers have taught them that. Their teachers have practiced that. And it's taught out of practice, not pure knowledge. And then their teachers and their teachers and their teachers. In higher teachings such as initiations, it is absolutely crucial to have a lineage. Nothing can be made up. So therefore, during teachings, higher teachings, in general oral transmissions, the teacher must state where they received the teachings from. In my case, I received it from Grand Master, the great Geshe Tsurum Gyaltsen, who is now 80 years old, who resides in Los Angeles. And I received his teachings from His Holiness Great Khadje Saramji, based on the three principal paths, His Holiness Gamin Chidumji. These teachings I received over and over. So you can't make these things up, you can't say things. You can use new words and new examples, but the principle must stay the same. So in Dharma, in Tibetan form of Buddhism, nothing can be made up. You don't just read it out of a book. No teacher can say, hey, you know what? I had a date with Lama Tsongkhapa and he told me all these things. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But you see, for other people, they don't understand if you did or not. And that can be dangerous. Maybe you really did have lunch with Lama Tsongkhapa and he told you these things and you're explaining these to people. Maybe you did. But then that would make it okay for everybody else to say, I had lunch with Lama Tsongkhapa and he told me this too, and you're going to have freaks coming in telling all kinds of things. So then what happens? It gets blown out of proportion. So in the Tibetan form of Buddhism, which makes it very authentic, is what? Is that you don't make anything up. It must have come from your master. And it cannot come from your master who had visions. There are masters who have visions, and they have powers. But it cannot be based on that. It has to be based on their master, logical debate, and you can sound it out. And then their master, it must originate from Lord Buddha, and you can debate it out. You can never tell people, oh, I see it, and you don't see it, and therefore you have to believe me. Oh, you know, among the Chinese, the famous saying around here, they have the special eye, or the third eye, or the ghost eye. They can see things you can't see. I'm sorry. Maybe you're a ghost, or a reincarnation of a ghost. That's why you can see other ghosts. Seeing ghosts is actually a bad sign in Buddhism. If you can see ghosts, and you can see deities, you can see all these things, it's a very bad sign. Very, very bad sign. Why? Seeing them would precipitate in Buddhist practice. Buddhists, you have some sort of level of compassion. Some level of forgiveness and some level of extreme kindness. If you have that kind of extreme kindness, forgiveness, and love and compassion, if you see these beings, it's beneficial. If you don't, and you say you see these beings, you destroy the Dhamma. Why? People look at your actions. The way you act and what you see doesn't match. How can you see Buddhas, but you cheat people? How can you have dreams about the future, but you lie to people? If you say like that, then that is to say that Buddhas give signs to people who are not qualified to have signs. Impossible. Because the sign coming from the Buddha is not from the side of the Buddha, it comes from our side. From our side.